Hello friends, thank you for joining me on this video. Today I'll show you how simple investments in dividend ETFs and stocks can snowball into larger and larger dividend payouts. What I'll do is I'll compare my dividend growth in 2019 against 2020 and show how my dividend payouts tripled in a span of 1 year without much effort. Of course, I'll also give a portfolio update later in the video. Okay, let's jump right into it. What is dividends, by the way? To put it simply, dividend is a small share of profit from a company to its shareholders. I guess almost everyone knows that. And almost everyone also knows that dividends can build generational wealth. But if it does so, why don't more people follow a dividend growth strategy? Almost everyone who invests have heard about dividends, but very few actively pursue this strategy. Why? Now, I think this is because dividends are counterintuitive. Building a dividend portfolio is a ridiculously small process. It always looks like you are getting nowhere. Let me show you this with an example. Let's say in 2011, I invested $25,000 in Microsoft. So Microsoft yield in 2012 was just 1%, which is actually more than the current yield of 0.63%. So in dollar term, I would have received $250 as dividends in 2012. So now this is the painful grind of dividend investing. Because in the first year you got $250, second year you might get $300, third year you might get $350. It looks like you're not getting anywhere, right? Also, with this assumption, I'm not adding a penny to my original $25,000 investment. I'm not doing a drip. I'm not adding a dollar more to Microsoft. So now let's fast forward to 2021. As you all know, Microsoft has appreciated quite a bit between 2012 and 2021. So due to that appreciation in the stock price, my original $25,000 is now $181,000. In addition, since the current yield is 0.63%, I get $1,140 as dividends. See, in a span of 9 years, my dividend went from $250 to $1,140, which is almost 5 times the original dividend that I got, right? And the story does not end here. Since Microsoft is a stable company, I can imagine this going on for another 10, 20, 30 years without much risk, right? See, it is this $1,140 that you received is truly passive, right? And you can spend that money on anything. You can pay a month's mortgage, or pay a couple of months worth of car payment, or you could have bought Bitcoin, or you could have YOLO'd and bought GameStop options or NEO options or Tesla options, and you might have been lucky and you could have turned this $1,140 to $10,000 in 2021. Who knows, right? And the worst case is maybe you could have lost all that money, right? I mean, you could have lost all that $1,140. But you can be rest assured that you can do this next year, because another $1,140 or more is coming your way next year as dividends. So friends, it is this kind of flexibility from that passive income which gets you ahead in life. Now let me show you my own example. I'll show you how much I earned in 2019 as dividends and how much I earned in 2020 as dividends. So I'm a late entrant into the world of dividend investing, but it said that it's better late than never, right? The best day to start dividend investment was yesterday, but the next best day is today. So I started my dividend reinvestment journey or dividend investment journey in 2019. And in 2019, as you see here, this is my tax statement. I got $623 in 2019, and I kept on at it, and by 2020 it increased to $1,700, as you see right here. So you'll know that between 2019 and 2020 my dividends tripled. Of course, one of the main reasons is I started trading in options, so a lot more money. I could buy a lot more dividend stocks along the way. So that is also one of the reason, or that is one of the main reason why it increased so quick from $600 to almost $1,800, right? Almost 3 times. Also, another milestone was achieved during that period. Hitting that $100 a month dividends is kind of like a rite of passage for new dividend investors, because it's such a slow grind that you have to appreciate your small wins. So in 2020 I was able to cross that threshold of $100 a month. In fact, I was at $140 a month. Perfect. And based on the trends that I see now in 2021, I'm pretty sure that the $1,700 in 2020 will be $3,000 at a minimum in 2021, and I guess it can go all the way up to $4,000. And in 2023 I'm pretty sure that I'll have a dividends of $6,000 approximately from this portfolio, which would help me get to the next milestone of $500 a month in dividends, which is amazing because technically that's almost a car payment, right? And you can kind of buy any cars that you want, and you don't have to worry about the cost because your dividends will pay for it. Or I'm just giving examples so that you know how these things work. All right. So I hope you see, even though this is a grind, it's a very painful start. You see how it all accumulates and snowballs into substantial amounts of money. Now I'll also show you, as promised, my portfolio performance for last week. So I'm talking about a period of February 15th to 19th, which is last week. And unfortunately I did not do really good. I started with a 127k balance and ended with 124k balance. So almost $3,000 in unrealized loss. In percentages, that is 2.24% loss versus 1.05% loss for the SPX index. And this is primarily because I had a decent position in Facebook, and Facebook dropped like 2-3% last week. But I'm not too much worried about that. I still hold 8 stocks and 31 ETFs in my portfolio, plus option contracts. And if you look at the overall performance for this portfolio to date, I have 16.34% gains for the year against a 5.57% gain for the SPX index. Overall, I'm at 95.93% gain versus 36% gain for SPX index. Of course, we are looking at a period of between September 7, 2018 and Feb 19, 2021, because I started my portfolio in September 7, 2018. And I have an annualized gain of 38.37%, which I'm almost, unless there's a major crash, my annualized return is going to become more in this year. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any comments, please let me know. And that's all for today, folks. So hope you all have a wonderful day, week, year ahead of you. Until we meet again, ciao.